Hey everyone, welcome to POPXP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the POPXP channel. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's the brain of the mainframe here from POPXP. Niall Scallon joining me tonight. The one and only, the teen sensation, Mr. Billy Tucci.
What is up, man? What's going on with you? How is your day going, Niall? Talk to me about your day.
My day has been crazy, bro. Crazy.
Like, what's so crazy?
What's so crazy about your day? Wow, what's so crazy? Paperwork, man. Deadlines. Stuff to get done, people to serve. You know, I gotta keep things running smooth here in this lovely state, my friend.
In the lovely state of Connecticut, home of the best pizza in the country, right?
Pizza capital of the world, New Haven.
I still that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. God,
I will convert you, Billy.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
You're gonna love my day. You did, man. How was your day? You always have crazy days.
Thank you for helping me out with the New York Comic Con exclusives. I'm finishing up a cover right now, another one.
Nice.
I had a crazy day just drawing. I'm on page 29 of Shihikyo, which right now is set up. Yes, I'm on page 29, so I will be finished with all of my art by the time we launch on October 20th on Indiegogo. Are you kidding me, man?
That's incredible. That's the way to do it, man. Stay ahead, leapfrog it.
Yeah, that and I bought some buck urine.
I love buck urine.
First day of hunting season.
You know what the trick is, Billy? Just put a little cherry Coke in it.
Oh, I see. Smooth. Oh, it takes the bite out of it. Well, no, I put it on. I have a drip and everything. And I set it at my stand, and I'm getting pictures on my phone. And I just got
who's that pretty lady?
Two nice bucks fighting underneath my stand right now.
They're fighting over your urine?
Yeah, the urine draws the bucks in. I'll load the pictures up later, but you know, it looks like I might be pulling an all-nighter, but someone who really is pulling an all-nighter is on our show tonight, isn't he?
Oh yeah, and he's got an amazing book, and I'm so excited to have this gentleman on. And tonight, everyone, please welcome Mr. Russ Leach. We'll be talking about his book, Only Death Can Save Us. Russ, welcome to the show.
Hi there. Good evening. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, Russ.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, the coffee's going to get in soon. Yeah.
There you go. Russ is going to be pulling an all-nighter promoting Only Death Can Save Us.
Yeah, only death can save us from 2020, I think.
I know. Nothing can save us from 2020. Except ourselves and our comic books. So Russ, man, this is the first time we had you on the show. So awesome to finally have you on. You know, we've chatted in the past. Definitely you've had some great support from you with our show. And it's good that we can now reciprocate and help kind of push what you have going out there on Indiegogo. But first and foremost, I mean, tell us about yourself, who is Russ Leach? How did he get into comics? How did he get into making comics?
Yeah. Pretty much like most people will have on your show, I loved them as a child, drawing as a kid. And I unfortunately went to design and art college and was told by my illustrator tutor that I was rubbish. So I went off and started a career in production and design. And went from there into retail design. I was an art director for large retail groups in the UK, and I had a brush with Marvel. I sent off my stuff to the submissions editor in the mid-90s. It was John Louis Lewandowski at the time, and I got the snail mail back, and he was like, "Yeah, this is great." But a few other rounds of snail mail later, and nothing was really happening for me, and I had to go off and, have a life and a career and pay my mortgage and stuff. Yeah. So I carried on down the production line, and I was in publishing and production, magazines, retail, whatever it might be. And then I had my own business for a while. I was in code and stuff. I was still doing UI design and still doing the occasional storyboarding. and that came to a natural end in around 2008, 2009. And I decided, what the hell, I should give my dream a chance. So I started, realized just how naive I'd been. Carried on going, and my wife, who's extremely supportive, we sold up, and I bought a smaller house and got rid of my mortgage so that I could take financial risks. Because I believed I could make it happen. If Marvel had already taken me on once, even though it never went anywhere, then surely there was something there. And that's what I did. And I got involved with indie comics first off. Then I got involved with Marcosia, did a couple of graphic novels for them. And then I got my first pro gig, I would suppose you would call it, on Doctor Who in the UK. I did that for a couple of years. I did another year's run for Cartoon Network on a Ben 10 magazine, and also did a 4-year stint on a Marvel art book. So it was like the old Draw the Marvel Way book. It was an homage to that, but it was done every 2 weeks, and I'd put a tutorial in. So I draw a tutorial and do some editorial on the tips page as well. And I basically got to draw numerous Marvel characters under license. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. But I realized after all that the industry that I loved, that I thought was there, like the bullpen, was never really there properly, was it? Like, Uncle Stan wasn't really there. I wanted to be in that. I wanted to do that. I wanted to just draw pages, but that world wasn't there. So I realized I had to go and do it for myself. And so Only Death Can Save Us was born.
Oh, fantastic. Now, what's your background with art? Did you go to school for it, or are you completely self-taught?
Yeah, I went to art college, but like I say, the illustration teacher told me I was rubbish. So I kind of went on and did it for myself from there. Obviously, as a kid, I'd drawn. I specifically remember drawing Stalker when I was very, very young. And then, drawing stuff out of 2000 AD. I remember reproducing a Micronauts page on the same size paper, panel for panel, which was a particularly silly thing to have done. But all these things, that's what you did. You kind of honed your skills. And so, like I say, I got involved with storyboarding as well more recently. So I went on a long journey. I wasn't straight out of the gate like someone like Jamie Hewlett, who came in straight out of the gate 18 and was a genius. I was trying pretty much to be a Jim Lee clone when I got the news from Marvel in the mid-90s. But I realized by the time I got to my own work now that I needed to be more mature about it, to look at other art. Kirby, I came to Kirby late. But now I feel I have a larger depth and breadth of appreciation of other styles, and it meant that it gave me my own confidence to find me. And that's what I think I've done now. I'm very much a lover of the Bronze Age styles and the early 90s, but it's me as well. I'm not copying anyone. It's I think the biggest influence line wise is probably Joe Sinnott. But John and Sal Buscema were big, and Jim Starlin, and all those kind of characters, those creators. So that's where my style came from. I suppose to a degree I'm self-taught, but I do have some knowledge, obviously, of art and design and production and publishing. Yeah,
no, that's. I mean, and I don't know if your instructor's still around, but seeing what you are pulling off with this campaign. I mean, it's fantastic. It's incredible. And real quick, we've got a great chat tonight. Everyone's popping in. Jay Rome, welcome. Eric, the Mob Seat, Lee, Harrowenberg, welcome, guys. Gaming or what? Welcome. I'm glad that you guys are all popping into the chat now. And let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at Only Death Can Save Us. And I mean, this is awesome. If you don't mind, Russ, can I play the campaign video?
Yeah. The sound is not the best, but yes, go for it. I shouldn't apologize, should I? I should just stay. I shouldn't do that.
Just say go. Just say go.
It's great. Go.
It's not like 10 minutes, right?
No. I purposefully didn't make it long.
Only Death Can Save Us is a Bronze Age-inspired cosmic fantasy romp, bringing together action and pathos as the ancient elemental known as Death leaps from his ethereal retirement to help a young soul protect her loved ones, a world, and even existence itself.
Action and adventure, the way comics used to be. Be at Death's side. Sign up exclusively at Indiegogo, for only Death can save us.
You can truly tell the influences that you had in your art. You can see all the people that you named. I mean, but it's your own style. I gotta tell you, man, this is such a fantastic looking book.
Thank you.
Yeah, and to be influenced by the best. You know, I love it, like the way comics used to be made when they were fun and good, because the vast majority of those mainstream books, I think, are garbage. Far away.
I wanted to hit all ages. So, you know, what's important to me is the books that I grew up on. And as much as I love a good horror, I love, deconstructing a hero like Killing Joke and Watchmen and what have you. They're great stories, but that doesn't mean you have to tell every story like that. And what we missed what we have been missing in action is all ages. So not a kid's book, not a young adult book, not an adult book, but a book that everyone can read, and not talk down to your potential reader. Don't talk down to them because you think they're kids, you know. And that's something I kind of worked out when I got involved in Doctor Who. The writers and the editors that were involved in that never spoke down to their audience, even though it was an audience for effectively 8 to 15-year-olds. And it made me remember. It kind of inspired me. It was like, right, this is where I should be. This is what I should be doing. So it's it's not going to hold back on the action and the themes. It's going to be portrayed in a way that everybody can read it.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. Now you say, it's time to bring back, all age comics and to do it in the right way. And you feel you have found the equation to make that happen. What do you think happened to comics that it was lost? Did they stop with the 90s kids and just continued making comics for those kids in the 90s as they grew up, forgetting that there's generations to follow?
I think there's two things. Well, there's multiple things going on. The direct market, as much as I love walking into a comic shop, if you don't put comics in front of kids at your local store or in the 7-Eleven, they're not going to know they're there. So they're not going to go to the comic shop to buy the comic. Okay. And then if you don't have that kind of audience, then you don't write for that kind of audience because they're not there anymore. And then there's a certain amount of snobbery from both the American and the British market, which said, oh, well, comics are just for kids. When we all know, soldiers, policemen, all kinds of people would read comics. And that's because that they could remove themselves from the reality they were in and enjoy the story and get away. And I think to a degree that the market has kind of been forgotten. That all ages market has forgotten, and now the big companies seem to be focused on putting everything in a box. So it is a kid's book, it's a YA book, it's an adult book, instead of giving books that multiple that's got a big audience.
Well said.
Yeah, well said. Now tell us a bit about what can we expect with this book. Tell us a bit about it.
It's cosmic in nature. What I wanted to get is kind of like a pantheon of the gods. So there's a bit of sort of Asgard in there, but I wanted to come at it from I wanted an instantly recognizable character, which Death is, because Death is in multiple mythologies, and there's an underlying cosmic story about renewal and about how death works. The fact that if you actually look closely at Death's skull, you can see that it isn't a proper skull. So he's not what we think he is. He's been misconstrued over multiple mythologies and multiple civilizations. And his connection to this world is the Keystone, which is the name of the book. And he connects with Chrissy, who ends up calling him D. So he's from now on in, he's known as D. So it's D and Chrissy, and they're the main protagonists. And effectively, the two of them travel back to Earth to help stop the end of existence. There's a big bad villain. There's a secondary villain. There's threads running through. Again, you don't have to follow them. You can just enjoy the fight. It's action and fun. The way I see it is my mantra is romance, not sex, action, not violence, a hero's journey, not ideology. Just enjoy the ride and have a great time with the book.
Oh, fantastic. And it looks great. Now like we have a question here.
Used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now we have one question here from the mob seat, just asking, how much is shipping to the US?
I've got it down. I think it's just under $15.
That's great.
That's not terrible. I'm going to try and shave that down with the next book. So
how did you do that with customs?
Are you shipping out of Germany?
No, I'm shipping out of the UK. UK postage is really good value.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, that's great to know.
That's cool, man. This is awesome. I have to ask, the format, are you doing a traditional comic book size, or are you doing the European size book?
No, this is a traditional comic book size. It's got a perfect bound, so it's got a thick spine. It's got a wraparound cover, and it's 60 pages of story, 20 pages of gallery and extra content. The idea that if things go well, if I really entertain people and I get that audience that I'm after, then I have a 4-book arc, although it's episodic, so you can get in and enjoy each story on its own. It's a fun romp, but they are connected and there is an arc. If it all goes the way that I would love it to go, eventually I would make a slightly bigger format hardback black and white of all 4 stories together, so that'd be like 240 pages. That would be just a dream for me to be able to do that. So
that'd be incredible. That would be freaking awesome.
Great deal too.
Now, what's cool about this, and I follow your YouTube channel, and actually, if you're on the campaign page, guys and girls out there, there's actually a link to it right here, and it's the Comic Book Black Belt channel. We'll bring that up right now, where you can actually see tutorials. Confirm channel subscription. Oh, I'm not subscribed as POPXP, but I am subscribed as Niall Scale. So let's subscribe as POPXP. There you go. You just got another subscriber.
Thanks.
But what you have here is you have like basically kind of also done like a journey of the book, but you do tutorials and how-tos.
Yeah, I do. I did a whole run of stuff about Draw the Marvel Way, the original book, just to go through it and see how it compares with what I've done, and go through the chapters, talk about how they're presented. I do, as you say, I've got like a playlist for cataloging the production of the book. So from the first inception of the story, how I did the thumbnails, concept work, and right now I'm popping up screen caps every week of just the odd panels that you can see the inking in process, because obviously I don't want to show the whole book, but people can see how it's coming on. And there is the odd tutorial on there, but there's also a whole bunch of breakdowns of the art stuff I did for the tutorial magazine Draw the Marvel Way. And I've also run through my whole Ben 10 run as well, so that people can see how I got to grips with colors and the style guides and that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, this is I mean, really for aspiring artists and stuff, if you can't, attend, obviously art schools, Kubert schools, other colleges and stuff like that, around the world. I mean, this is a great resource. There's a great talk on techniques, demonstrations on how it's done, and you can follow along with it.
It's a tremendous resource.
It's a huge resource. I'll tell you what, drawing. I'll tell you, if you're gonna self-teach, if you want to kind of start in how to draw comics and do things, I do recommend. It's an old book, and you have How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way.
Yeah.
And I do recommend you go through it. Anyone that ever said to me, "Hey man, how can I learn how to draw too?" I always say, go get a copy. I actually keep. There you go, right there.
I got mine too. I got a hard
right there
and a soft cover.
Yeah.
Every pro, every successful comic artist that has worked their salt, and the good guys, and you could see them. They all have that book.
Yes. And for those in the States, I don't know if you have this store in the UK, but it's called Five Below. They seem to always have it, and it's a $5 and under store. And I grabbed like a whole stack of them. I mean, I think they're all like miscut and stuff. They must just be like surplus or something. The bad print runs of it where the books weren't cut right. But either way, I took them and I've given many of them away. To friends of friends, kids, and stuff like that, that want to get into it and draw. And it's cool because you break it down. I think you break it down so it's the book with instruction.
yeah. I got it actually. I got a PDF from the I think it's Educational Wiki. So you can. I think that the links may well be in the videos. And then I just ran through the book. It's just such a fabulous book. It's got so many simple things that people don't think about, it's good even if you're not looking to draw comics. There's some cracking tutorials in it.
Oh, definitely. And it's you're drawing in that style which is more simple than your traditional comics today, and that's a good way to start because you can always build your detail. You can build the structure of your anatomy, and it's kind of nice starting with the kind of the anatomy they were using in, when was that published, in the 70s? Right?
Yeah, 78.
78 or something. So I mean, it's a good way to start, and it's cool to have that. So I recommend everyone out there to subscribe to Russ's channel. I will put a link to the channel in the description of this episode. So if you guys want to check it out later, when this video is now uploaded as recorded. So, but yeah, man, this is incredible. I mean, where are you headed after this?
The next book, if I can. Certainly my goal is a minimum. I have to, that goal is not going to make me a lot of money, but it will set me to a point where I have got more money to invest into the next book. What I'm aiming for, my long-term aim is 500. If I can get 500 people to back me 2 books a year, that's it. I don't have to do any more storyboarding or work for anyone else, and I can just carry on drawing comics again.
Yeah.
So,
well, all right, guys. So we've got 30 hours left on this. This is a fixed goal. So a campaign, he needs to keep on moving. 30 hours to reach goal, and really he's 96% there. Let's share this on our Facebook. Let's share it on our Twitter. Whatever we can. Your Instagram. Let's help push and get Russ to his goal. And then will you be headed to In Demand?
I think I'd be silly not to be honest.
Yes, I think you would be silly not to too.
Yeah.
Now I see you got here an image for us.
Yeah, just from the center spread so you can see.
Wow, look at that.
Gorgeous. Look at that.
So that's, we were talking about detail, and one of the things that became apparent to me when I studied like the greats, even somebody, I was trying desperately to be like Jim Lee in the 90s. And something that I completely missed about Jim Lee's work is that it was not over detailed. What it was just cleverly done. And it's the same with any of the great comic book artists. It's an economy of line. You don't need to lay down too much. You just need to lay down the right lines. And so working, being particularly influenced by people like Joe Sinnott, I pulled myself back from doing too much. Some people work with a lot of cross hatching, and it's great, looks beautiful. There's a book out at the moment, Kozor, which looks absolutely stunning, which has obviously got lots of extra work in it compared to my line work, but it's how you lay those lines down, and so I've really tried hard to get to a point where I can have a very clear style.
Yeah, J. Rome says, man, that is one hell of a solid piece. And dude, that is incredible. Can I make that full screen? Yeah, just about. Yeah, that's nuts. How long did it take you to do that?
Pencils and inks.
Pencils and inks, yeah.
Pencils and inks. So a couple of days.
Yeah.
So it's I'm working about a day for pencils and inks, about a day for one page. So
What's the story of the poor chap on the lower right hand corner there?
he's the secondary villain and kind of changes shape along the way. So and is clearly completely mad.
I love it. I love that face.
I know. That's awesome, man. This is
awesome.
such a great book.
Yeah.
I have to say, man, thanks so much, Russ, for coming on. I mean, this is such a cool book.
Thank you.
I've been looking forward to talking to you about it, and I just love the style of it. I truly do.
Thanks.
I think it's such a refreshing book with the style, the story. It's freaking great. I can't really say too much more about it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Means a lot.
Gorgeous.
Thanks for having me on. I've been on a lot. I keep saying this, and I'm not going to stop saying it. Thanks to all the backers so far. Thanks to everybody who's retweeted and shared, and who will continue to do that moving on. But also all the people that have had me on their streams. There's just such an amazing crowd of people out there in the independent comics community. I'll use that word.
Don't you love it? I love it.
There's just there's such a lot. There's a great vibe out there in the moment. There's so much energy. It's an indie comics renaissance right now, and being able to have a shop window in places like Indiegogo and Kickstarter to the world. It wasn't like that in the 80s. This is new and fresh, and so yeah. How could I not jump in? How could I not?
Yeah, definitely. Now, is this your first campaign?
This is my first solo campaign. I've had work in other people's campaigns. So if you know at all, you may know or not know Unstoppable Comics. That's JD Rosario. He hails out of New York, and he was doing diversity way before Marvel thought it was a good idea. I just like to pop that in because he really does do diverse books with diverse people, characters, all kinds of stuff. It's a fabulous books, Unstoppable Comics. So they've had lots of Kickstarters, and I've obviously had artwork in there, but this is the first time that I have done one on my own.
Yeah. Now let me ask you. You talk about the indie scene, the renaissance of what's going on. I mean, what do you follow as far as indie comics? What has caught your eye?
Oh, that Kozor book looked good for a start. I picked up. I hadn't even known about it, but is it Into the Woods? From Vinny?
Yes.
I didn't even know about that, and I found that and bought it straight away because that just looked fabulous. I've got a whole bunch of books that I buy too many.
Yeah, we're all in that boat.
On Indiegogo, I got one the other day, Enya. I'm waiting for. I bought the last book from Richard Meyer, and I got the second. Frog.
From Rich,
Cyber Frog. Yeah. So I'm
nice.
Sorry, I can't do.
Have you tried getting on with Ethan?
Because I'm a boomer, so I can't do too many things at once. Okay, and I'm a young boomer, but I am a boomer. Yeah. So, I mean, I got Cat Dad and Supermum. I got Tales from the Natverse, Elysium Fields, Fragaboom's Black Flag, Doom Barbarian by Gibran Reddinger. He's a lovely guy. Graveyard Shift. I waited for Graveyard Shift and got all three. Fatal. What a book. Snogan's work.
It looks unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Picked up Hammer, a post-Ragnarok tale. Eva. There's the Frog. Slaughter Squad looked hysterical. Peregrine.
Did you see Paul Jenkins' Fairy Quest he brought to Indiegogo?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh,
no.
It's gorgeous. Humberto Ramos did the interiors for the first issue and all that. So you got to check that out on Indiegogo.
All right, I'll check it out when I get some more money.
That's the thing, right? Yeah,
Have you? So what's on your agenda now for your next streams?
Phantom Volume 1, Johnny Phantasm, Mary Boys, Doc Salem, Perfect 10, Dave Brink was doing some great work. Expendables, obviously, you got to have that. The Downcast. There's loads, absolutely loads. And you just
I think there's still time for some Return of the Warrior.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's on my list.
There you go.
There you go. It's on my list.
It's your book fun, and don't worry. Yeah,
it just there's so much good stuff out there. I have to say, what I am doing at the moment is I'm only buying indie books. All my budget is now indie books.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'm just not finding anything in the mainstream apart from the occasional obvious brilliant essentials and reprints. But the new stuff it's not for me. So
the new stuff's just not catching me. It's the indie stuff. The indie stuff is great,
not catching anyone apparently.
There's so many different art styles. The stories are fantastic, and I'll be honest. You know what's cool? You'll see a book on there, and you're like, all right, the art's okay, this and that, and then they do another campaign, another campaign, another campaign. All of a sudden, you're literally watching a person evolve as a creator.
Oh yeah,
you're seeing how incredible is that? And that's why I love having these people back on the show and talking, because you get to almost be part of that. You're a little bit of their journey, And it's cool to get that half hour, an hour to talk to them and be part of their journey and just watch them grow and help support.
That's what's great about YouTube, specifically YouTube, because you can see the whites of your eyes, you can see if people are faking it, and you get this connection with your potential audience and they feel like they're getting something from you.
Yes.
Okay. And you connect, and then they come along with the ride. And like I say, there are no toxic fans. Okay. People could get arsey and what have you, but there are no toxic fans. They give you, every time you go to work or you do something, you get paid for it. That's a little bit of your life you've used to get that money. Yes. So when they pay you for something, they're giving a little bit of their life to you, and you're giving a little bit of your life to them. It's a transaction, and and storytelling is important, and it's an important part of culture, and that transaction is really important. And what used to be the case, like I say, Uncle Stan and all the rest of it, that the editorial back in the day made you feel like you were part of a family. You were part of the whole scene. And this is what we're doing now. We're connecting with people and making people feel like they're part of it. And it's a two-way street.
Yeah. And I'm like you, like I love, going to my local comic shop, and I'm friends with a lot of retailers, but there is just something about, like I said, the crowdfunding thing, whether you're Indiegogo or your Kickstarter, and that you're dealing directly with the fans.
Yeah.
And they hold you accountable. You've got to deliver a good project, a good product. You have to stay in touch with them. You have to respect them, because if anyone's earned your respect, it's your readers. So there is no, I'm not going to say interference, but there is no, you don't have the retailer say the retail level to go through, and then the distributor level to go through. You're conversing directly with your customers, and it's great. It's so great. And again, they hold your ass accountable. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, those are the critics. Those are the people you want to please. Definitely.
Yes. Yeah, and you're 98% to your goal. You had a couple more backers. You are just about $100 away.
Wow.
A little over $120 away from making that goal. So if anyone else out there is interested, please back Only Death Can Save Us. He's only about $120 away from reaching goal. And I think that'd be freaking cool if, he hit that goal on our show, which would be awesome. So,
120 backers. Wow.
There you go. 120.
Wow.
That you have 120 promises.
I know.
That's 120 promises. Don't fuck it up. No. Don't fuck it up. You're gonna fuck it up. No. But hey, man,
I won't. No.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show. You're more than welcome to hang out with us. We're gonna, but I know you've got a lot of streams going on. You're killing it. You may need a break, but if you do want to hang,
I'm gonna hang. I'm gonna have to go and empty my boomer bladder. But
there you go.
but then I'll be back.
Perfect.
Because I'd really like to see this next guest in book. So
yes. So everyone, anytime. All right, everyone. So now we have a friend of ours, partner of ours,
a
partner of ours. Do you want to introduce him? Do it, Billy. Do it.
Of course, yeah. Part of Team She.
Yes.
One of the best guys in the industry. Just an all-around good chap, if you will, and an amazing talented creator. And again, and like I said, friend of ours, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Mr. Wes Hartman.
Ooh.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, guys?
Forgot to mention he brings the color to our gray skies.
The color and the baby Yoda, the kid, if you will.
Yes. Wes, how are we doing?
I'm doing good, man. This has been a really good launch so far, so it's got me pretty pumped.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
came in pretty nervous because we're at the tail end of the worst year ever. So I was like, man, I don't know what's going to happen. And first day, I was like, oh, I have no fears. This is awesome.
There you go. I mean, it's funny. I remember when, the COVID hit and everything, like a lot of indie creators, we'd be talking through DMs and phone calls. Like, should we be crowdfunding? Like, what is this going to be like? I feel like, I'm going to do it, test the waters, see what happens. You can always relaunch or do what you have to do. And surprise, surprise. I mean, books are getting funded. People want entertainment. I mean, it's kind of a perfect mix. I mean, shoot. Myself, I look forward to, I can't go out and do as many things as I could, but nothing beats pulling into your driveway and you see that box.
Yeah.
And you're like, which one is it? Which is it? Because I won't follow because I want that Christmas Day moment.
Well, in my case, it's not pulling a driveway. It's opening the front door to go take the dog. And it's like, oh, there's a box on my doorstep. What is this?
Yeah, you just can't beat that. And we got Brian Blevins in the house, one of the POPXP team. Where the heck are you, Brian Blevins?
Brian.
The link was sent to you. Where are you? Unbelievable. He's slacking tonight, everyone. Dr. Blevins is slacking, but at POPXP, hooray. Wes Hartman, he's a huge fan of yours. And I got to say, Wes, please meet Russ. Russ, please meet Wes.
So, Russ,
two fantastic creators in one night. And
I like what I've seen of your book. I hadn't seen it before. This is pretty cool.
Thank you. I was just while we were setting up, I was just admiring your artwork, actually. So,
thank you.
I presume you're the artist.
Oh, bro, I hired a dude. I just colored.
You hired it. That's because that art looks really cool.
The interior artist is done by Gabe Santos.
Right.
He's phenomenal talent. He actually he was an understudy of Harvey Talbot, who did Green Arrow, Danger, Psylocke, all kinds of great stuff. And we worked on another indie book a couple years ago, and that's how Harvey kind of arranged Gabe. And he's like, "This guy's awesome."
Yeah,
and,
he is.
And then the cover artist from friends I've met through the years, which is like, "Hey, you want to do a piece?" Like, heck yeah! So
good stuff.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Now, did you draw the first issue?
Heck no, bro.
No, you didn't. Why did I think you did? I think I ask you that every time. Like, did you draw the first issue? And you're always like, no, Kyle, you're an idiot.
Cards, headshots. I'll leave the pages to the pros because while I like drawing, when I do get to draw, I'm not that.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Wes. Did you see that debate last night? Nah, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about your comic.
I was streaming on Twitch. I saved myself that pain.
So, Wes, for those out there that aren't familiar with you, haven't seen past episodes that we've had you on. Just real quick, man, give us a little bit about your introduction, how you got into comics and being a world famous colorist.
Yeah, man. Well, I was studying graphic arts at local community college, and their local publisher was Anarch Press, and I had quit my job at Hobby Lobby selling art supplies. It was like, man, I want to go make some comics. And so I just found their contact email online and sent an email. And they're like, you want to come hang out and be an intern? So heck yeah, I went and started working for free.
Nice.
Nice.
I was coloring on my own. They taught me how to lay flats because I didn't know how to lay flats. So I started doing a bunch of grunt work for them. And then there's a coloring studio that was based out of Anarch Press called Guru Effects. They do a bunch of work for Marvel and everybody. And they were swamped on Venom. And so they're like, Wes, you got to color all the covers for solicitations. They're due tomorrow. Like, oh cool. Hey. So all of a sudden I had like 3 or 4 covers to do like in a day and a night. And they're like, hey, those are pretty good. You want to color Venom? I was like, do I want to color Venom? Heck yeah.
What?
Color Venom. What?
You need to ask.
And so I started working with them for several years and doing AP at the same time, and eventually struck out on my own, coloring on my own while still in AP, and then start another comic book publisher, and then just kind of went completely solo from there.
Oh, nice. So how long have you been solo?
Completely solo?
Completely solo, like really doing like all your own gigs.
About 3.5 years, I guess.
Oh, wow.
How did we start working, Wes? When did we start working?
About 5 years ago, you did a piece for Alamo City Comic Con, which I was a consultant and designer for, and you did the Captain America for 9/11, and I colored that up for you.
Okay.
Like, oh, that's all right.
You colored the Captain America piece.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a gorgeous piece, man.
Yeah, people still like that piece. I still sell prints,
they love it.
and I'm like, oh, I could have drew that so much better.
What was funny is we actually met like a year or two before that in Austin.
Okay.
And you're like, hey, you're pretty good. We should talk. It's like, yeah, let's do it. And we never talked again. I don't know if we like exchanged info or not.
Oh, shoot.
It was like, hey, Billy Tucci liked my stuff.
Billy Tucci loves your stuff, and he really loves this, buddy.
Dude,
what?
Thank you for that. That pin is
That is
sick.
awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get you big there, Billy.
Thank you. Look at that. I didn't even know. I gotta put it on in my car.
Awesome.
Sorry.
So let's get into what you
threatening to take it. And that's why I wanted to go find the pin. I'm like, that little bastard took my pin. He's like, I want that, Dad. I'm like, no, it's mine. He's like, well, you don't have it on. I said, well, I'm gonna put it in the car. I think I gotta figure out where to put it.
I should have sent you a lanyard. I totally spaced. You could put it on the lanyard. I used the lanyard.
Yeah, con lanyard.
Oh.
Well, I'll get it with the next one. I gotta support my buddy here too. So
There you go.
You've been fantastic to me and my family. So we totally appreciate that, buddy.
Bro, you've been good to me too. You were always been there with the cover. It's like, man, I gotta find some work. Next thing I know, Billy's emailing. Like, hey, you want to do something? Yes.
That's what you're saying. It's like Russ was saying. It's such a great community, and it's really a privilege to be in it. And I don't know how you feel. I know you've done so much mainstream stuff, but now you're self-publishing. And what's the difference between that? How is that? Can you give us a comparison between the two? I mean, it's cool to work on, on Marvel, DC characters and all, but man, the satisfaction, right, of having your own creation.
Well, I mean, most of my career, since day one of my pro career, I've been small indie press. I was freelancing on the side doing coloring gigs for Marvel and DC and everybody, but my day-to-day operation has always been indie. So it's like that's always kind of where my heart's been. I grew up Marvel and DC, but honestly, about 2000, it was already kind of starting to wear thin. And then Brubaker did an awesome run on Captain America. I'm like, yeah, this is great. And then he left, and I was like, okay, I'm done. But I posted an update on my campaign earlier today, saying I was going to be on here, and I was featuring another creator, that I've met while doing all this crowdfunding, and doing cross promo like you do, and that's been the thing that's so different than mainstream. Like there is an actual community among the crowdfunding indie guys. Like everybody's rooting for each other. Everybody's reaching out to each other. Like, hey, let's share a project. Let's show this. I'm offering a crazy a bundle. I don't know if you guys saw the campaign, but I'm offering a crazy huge, call it the Fundle Bundle, where anybody that pledges before I hit the goal, it helps us get to that goal. They're getting up to almost 30 individual comics for free.
Whoa!
Holy crap!
What? We better look at that.
We need to look at that. It's just and most of those have just been donated by other creators. It's like, hey man, I want to get it. I've had after I initially announced it with 20 titles, I had other people say, hey, can I get in on that? Because everybody just wants to get their stuff out there. Everybody wants people to read their books, and that's awesome. As one of my buddy Dave Wilkins, I was like, hey man, check out my book. Can you give me a quote for it? And dude was like, yeah man, I buy the crap out of this book. We weren't friends. I love that part. That's mainstream. He's like, I love Dave. He's saying it in jest, but there's a lot of truth in that. Among the mainstream comics, like nobody buys each other's comics. Unless it's like, what's that dude doing? What's that guy doing? Because I want to one up him or learn that trick he's trying to do. Other than that, nobody's like, oh man, my buddy's on this. Let me go buy that. Because then you're buying all the comics because your friends are drawing everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. And you have a heck of a campaign, and let's jump into this. Let's see. Let's check out Savage Sasquanaut 1 through 4. And here we have it. You are currently at 19 days to go. You are just shy $400 from your goal. You have 140 backers, and I mean, you see my mouse here. See my scroller. See this tiny little dot. That's how much content is on here, people. I mean, this is incredible. You have a lot of levels, a lot of things offered, and with this campaign, you're getting issues 1 through 4.
You can buy one issue, or you can buy all 4 issues. Whichever one you can start from the ground up, or you can just continue if you've continuing, both digital and physical.
Now, the highlight of this campaign, though, is it really more for issue 4?
Yeah, it's funding the print run for issue 4 because 1 through 3 have already been printed, so they're ready to go. So this is really just to get the print run from issue 4. But the trick I've been taught and made a whole lot of sense was that don't just put the single issue number because like, hey, issue 4, then people are like, well, I don't have issue 1, so I'm not going to go look at it.
Mhm.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense because they do that in stores too. They do that at cons. So it's like, okay, 1 through 4, I'll put it all on there. So.
Yeah.
Great. Both of you guys, great looking campaigns.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that art right there. Man.
Yeah, lovely art. Really, really good.
Now, would you consider this all ages, Wes? Or more towards the adult?
It's probably teen. You know, I'd probably go PG. I wouldn't quite say PG-13 because PG-13 could be pretty extreme.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd say probably teen. You know, I wouldn't give it to like a 5 or 6 year old, but I don't really know what would be objectionable other than like, oh, hey, the first issue, you know, a dude's arms got ripped off.
Yeah.
It's okay. He was a bug.
Okay. Let's see. Brian Blevins. I cannot confirm, but I am about 99% sure that Wes's hair was perfectly parted by Moses. No one else could make that happen like that. That is our Blevins.
That is
our Blevins.
That's
very. I think he had another one somewhere too.
Don't talk to me about hair.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Yeah, there's something there. Anyways, I mean, this campaign looks great. You have so much stuff. Wes. How do you manage all this stuff? All right, well, let's go. Well, first, let's do this. Let's keep this in order. What is Savage Sasquanaut about for those that may be experiencing this for the first time?
Roll up a little bit more. Just go roll up a little bit more.
I'm scrolling.
There you go. Go down. Right there. That graphic right there. That explains it perfectly.
Wow.
3
I love
foot
that.
plus astronaut, Sasquanaut.
He's badass.
He's got the best ads. He gets all these photos from like famous photos in history, and he throws a Savage Sasquanaut. It's freaking awesome. Your posts, your Instagrams and Twitters and stuff like that, it's unbelievable.
Bro, I've got help this time. It's amazing. Like, that's one thing I've never experienced in mainstream comics, man, because you know, you're dealing directly with fans or a backer from my campaigns that we're chatting back and forth. Bro, he's now just sending me messages every day of like 4 or 5 different crazy celebrity endorsements on this campaign. So I haven't even made them. I'm like, dude, you don't know how much you're helping me right now because I'm literally a little overwhelmed. And you're kind of making it, I don't have to think. I just got to figure out what to write. And he's even coming up with taglines on some of them. So it's just like, oh my goodness, I don't have to think about it this time. This is awesome. I think I have a fan.
When they start doing stuff for you, they're fans. This is fantastic, man. So, but go into a little bit of the storyline. What can they expect? You know, you're now on your 4th issue.
Yeah. Well, that whole graphic right there, that's kind of a real quick kind of cliff notes of it. But basically, it starts off, Sasquanaut has broken out of a prison in space, and he's taken the prisoners with him to hijack a spaceship. And it turns out it's the Empress of like the intergalactic largest empire ever. It's her flagship, the Empress's flagship. So she's mad at him. He's like, whatever, it's cool. It's my ship now. And then they go into the 2nd issue. I've tried to structure it where almost every issue, well, each issue I try to make it as self-contained as possible. You know, while they all connect together, I try to really focus on having good, solid individual issues, because I kind of feel that's been lost a little bit, where everything's always focused on like, oh, this is my story over 4 or 6 issues. Whereas like every issue I try to have like a complete beginning, middle, and end, but it all ties together. So, and like, so issue 2, like they go to a junk planet, kind of like Tatooine, Mos Eisley type of thing. And, get into a wicked arm wrestling competition, as you see right there, because why wouldn't you get an arm wrestling competition in space?
Yeah.
You're Bigfoot in space, and you got to just, you know, size up the competition. Let's arm wrestle. But then he's smart enough; he gets the captain to do it instead of him, because why not? And then issue 3 goes into I call it the slow issue, just because that's not quite as action heavy, but there's so much that happens. Like it's a ridiculously fast paced issue, but there's not action, so it's slow, but everything just moves at a crazy clip. And so it's all the build up setting into the kind of the final stages, and like, oh, here's these characters. This is how they're feeling right now. I'm like, just everything, because it's kind of the first stopping to breathe in the story. Like, oh, you know, everything's been going so quick. And then like, oh man, let's catch our breath. Uh-oh, there he is.
Oh shit!
There he is.
He hacked the system.
Oh dang!
He hacked the
What's up?
system.
And I don't see any part in that hair.
No, definitely not.
I'll tell you what, though, that's a hell of a wave.
I need to do my part and do something with this hair. Is what happens.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, I said.
I know. I feel the same way, Blevins. I didn't, brush my hair or nothing. I'm
yeah.
Like, Wes, I gotta get some.
My hair
Yeah, until I just now logged on, Wes had the greatest hair on the show. I know you missed it, but I said I was intimidated by Wes's mane. It reminds me of the king of the jungle lying under a Serengeti sun with the wind blowing it to and fro effortlessly.
That's the one I was looking for.
Well, and then the very first one, because there's more, the very first one was POPXP. Oh my God. Can we stop talking about comics for a second and recognize how majestic Wes's beard and hair look? His hair is perfectly coiffed. I'm so jealous.
And this is true.
Russ, this is a Southerner.
And he's not back in your book.
Southerner
Yeah, I was actually gonna pledge, but I was looking for the Sasquanautian Nice edition, but I couldn't find it.
Dude, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Let's get Murata.
I was like, let's get everybody.
That's what we're
that,
for, buddy.
The Sasquanauti version. Just dude in a loincloth on the moon.
Eating a Slim Jim.
Eating
a Slim Jim. There you go,
right.
Mopsy.
That's
I
right.
think I might actually have some sketches somewhere from
No. Save it for the campaign.
Or Blevin's personal collection.
Yeah. Or my DMs.
He's taking notes right now. He's like, "Ooh, naughty, bro."
I'm like, note to self: Wes owes me.
Yeah.
Russ would have a naughty cover, but it would have 800 characters on it.
And yeah. Yeah, I can just see like the Sasquanaught digital edition. It's like one. It's like 1100111010, and it's like, oh my god! But then you mess up, and it's like 11101011. They're like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. No,
I have no clue what's going on.
It's the digital edition. It's the digital edition, guys. Keep up.
Oh my goodness!
The digital edition has to have a bunch of ones and zeros in it.
Too many. I think Blevins had too many pixie sticks before he came on.
Yeah, dude.
There's a ball of energy running through.
Man, I took like a stack of ibuprofen so I could come down here to get on the show just for you guys, just so I could be here for you.
Well, we appreciate you jumping on.
Because there was too much sound in the background on the other one.
Yeah, it was a bit noisy. It was like a wind tunnel.
Yeah, thanks, Obama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, Wes. Where were we?
Yeah.
Issue 4, it's Space Sirens. So there you go. There's issue 4.
Nice. And you have your campaign video. Does this highlight quite a bit of issue 4?
It's a bit of all of them, to be honest. It's actually a mixed mash of my last video because I really liked my last video like a lot, and this one was like, nobody watched my last video. So let's kind of use the same graphics, added in some new ones, and just quickly forced
awesome.
over.
So I'd like to dedicate the viewing of this video to the mob seat, who will always let me know when I start getting into too much detail that I need to play the video. So let's check out the Savage Sasquanaut 1 through 4. Bigfoot's Lost in Space. And
you're my boy. You're my boy, Mob Seat.
I'm Wes Hartman, and this is Savage Sasquanaut issues 1 through 4. After traveling through space, Sasquanaut finds himself awakened back on Earth. As the days and years go by, he realizes this is not his Earth, and this is not, in fact, his forest throne. Forest throne? But before he can consider this too deeply, a mysterious woman appears and offers him anything and everything he can dream of. Will Sasquanaut fall under her spell and surrender his will to her whim? Or will he realize his deepest desires and set himself free? So far, I've successfully crowdfunded fulfilled 3 previous campaigns, and once more I'm turning to you and asking for your help to fund the print run for issue 4. Thank you for checking out my comic, and thank you for your pledge and support. Please share the campaign with all your friends and followers, and pledge today.
Woo! Oh damn! Oh damn! That was a fun video.
That's a great video.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Thank you for sharing that video with us, Wes. It was lovely.
Well, you gotta have the applause, man.
Thank you, Wes, for all your. Thank you, Wes, for all your effort in bringing that to us.
And all your hard work. It was much appreciated, and we can definitely see that there's so much detail in your video editing skills.
I would like to say that your editing skills were 100% above the average of the average person's editing skills.
Oh, mic drop, Blevins. Thanks.
You're welcome there, young Scala.
Thanks.
Like,
so,
I'll take 2.
anyways, now you've got a lot of levels on your campaign.
Yeah.
How did you come up with like how you were? Because I mean, shoot, I don't want to scroll down, too fast. So, you have the, the 4 issues, different covers, your cover A, B, C, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who has done covers for this book? Who's on this campaign?
For issue 4, the Kickstarter exclusive cover is by Viken Marion, who is currently drawing Superman. He's done Aquaman. I met V working at Aspen. He did Journey and Soulfire, and that's how I met him. And great artist. He's super, super nice guy too. And Obviously, we got Gabe on cover A, and that small graphic under the covers. All the cover A's are by Gabe, and they connect into one long poster across all 6 issues.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
you get
wow.
all cover A's, you get this cool like poster between all 6 of them, which I always thought was pretty cool.
Oh, that is really neat.
And then cover B is by my good buddy and longtime collaborator Craig Babiar. Craig was the writer and artist on Warrior Nun for several years, which is now a Netflix show. And he was who I did a lot of my first early work with at Anarch Press. Like I used to edit Warrior Nun with him. I colored his creator-owned comic called Spectre 7, which is one of the books we're giving away in the Fundle Bundle. My first professional writing gig, he drew the issues for it. So I've been working with Craig forever, and he actually kind of got out of comics for several years, and fortunately managed to lure him back in to help me out. And he's like, you want me to draw covers? I was like, heck yes, I want you to draw covers. And then that went into, man, you want me to draw sketches for your campaigns? It's like, heck yes, I want you to draw sketches for my campaign. Gabe lives in the Philippines, so it's not like I can be like, hey, get me sketches and bring them over here. Like that's too far. Whereas Craig's in California, it's a lot easier to contend with. And then Craig's like, hey, let's do a book. So now we got a book in the works. So, and he's
cool.
doing the awesomest work of his life, man. It's so dope. Like I Sasquanaut's awesome, and I can't wait to do more. And then we're gonna go into Craig, and so that's all getting worked out now. So once we get through all the issues of Sasquanaut, we'll have that hopefully following up real quick too. So we got a lot of irons in the fire and stuff, and it's exciting, man. I'm jazzed. Like as bad as this year has been, the very beginning of the pandemic shutdown was really, really good for me for my mental health creatively.
Yeah.
Because life-wise, we were just kind of like, we're alive, but creatively it kind of set a spark and reinvigorated everything. So yeah, I just can't wait. I just want to keep making stuff, and it's like, all right, I'm just trying to build and build and build so I can make more of my own stuff and less freelancing, because my stuff's cool too.
That's right. Yeah, that's the way to go.
That's
the
right.
way to go. That's the way to go. So you got your
Don't
digital
stop freelancing. Don't stop.
No, not but it's I want to definitely become more selective, or just like like I want to be able to say no more. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Or we're like, no, I want to do that. I'll go do that. Or as opposed to be like, well, how are we paying this bill? You're paying that much. That'll cover that bill. And this, yeah, okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot nicer to be able to say, no, I'm going to go work on Sasquanaut and Graveyard Orbit and everything else going on, as opposed to like, who's got what for me this week?
Yeah.
Man.
Now you've got artist editions as well.
Yeah.
So you've got a digital and print.
This is, we're doing print this time. I did print the very first campaign, which went over pretty well, but I was kind of like, hey, let me make it really exclusive and only do it in the first campaign, and I'll just offer it digitally after that. And that was okay, but I did have a few people asking, like, man, are you going to do that again? Are you going to do that again? And it's just like, yeah, why not? Like, I don't really have a good reason not to. So I'm re-offering the first issue, but I've got a different cover on it this time. So, like, because that one's it's been printed, it's done, it's gone, I don't have anymore. And like, to keep it exclusive, I was like, well, let me put another cover on it since I got it. So
nice. And then you've got the exclusive 3.5-inch Sasquanaut patch.
Yeah. That's in the mail. It's on its way here. I was hoping I'd have it by now, but it's on its way, and I can't wait to see it.
And you got your limited edition stickers. And I think you were the first one, at least for us, that was offering skateboard decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that go with the other campaigns?
I did on issue 2, and I sold the 2 prototypes, and that was it. And they were both like last second. I was like, oh, cool, I sold 2 of them, but sucks because I don't have one now.
But you know a guy where you can get one though. You know a guy.
Yeah.
You can get another prototype.
Yeah. Then I got to pay for it though. Well, I already paid for it then too because they're prototypes. But you know what I mean.
We know what you mean, buddy.
Like, if this doesn't work out, at least I have it for myself. But now
That's right.
Yeah. Let's see. Albino Thunderbuns asks, at POPXP, I heard Wes say Kickstarter exclusive cover. So does that mean there will be an Indiegogo campaign as well? If so, I'll back it on day one.
Not this time. The very first issue, I ran an Indiegogo campaign exclusive cover, and it totally bit me in the butt. So the Indiegogo is actually currently live right now. So yeah, right now until Indiegogo is like nice to me, as in, you know, I generate traffic and business on that site. I probably won't offer more exclusives until I know it's financially viable, because I basically broke even, if not lost money doing it the first time.
That sucks.
So
now, so you did that with just the first campaign?
Yeah, the second issue I didn't get one launched because it was just like the first one went wrong kind of all the way around. Like it was like even Indiegogo, the company itself, kind of did me dirty and kind of jacked me around for a good while. So I was a bit sour on it, and I was gonna do it on issue 3, but with all the pandemic and stuff like that, and I scaled way back on issue 3, whereas I didn't offer new merchandise. I offered the merchandise I'd already had, like the lanyards and hard enamel pins and stuff I already had produced, and I still had in stock. It's like, let me focus on that. Let me just focus on the book. And being that, I didn't know what I would have left. So I was like, man, if I offer on both campaigns and if it does take off, then I might come up short in something. And then I got to go to a whole new production cycle with a product that I'm actually trying to phase out. So I was like, maybe not. Let me do it on issue 4 when I'm making more new stuff and see how it does. And last I looked, there was still 0 traffic.
Gotcha.
It's doing great. Indiegogo, nobody cares.
Yeah. Hey man, you know, it's where you grow your fan base and stuff. But you know, there's always, you know, I don't know what your plans are once issue 6 is done with, and if you're ending up doing a trade paperback stuff, I mean, you can always try again and offer the whole series somehow. Yeah. But you know, back to what you have. I mean, you've got the skateboard decks, you've got, you know, your enamel pin, which Billy had shown.
Very limited.
The lanyard.
Very limited.
Very limited. How limited are we talking on the pin?
I may at max I got maybe 20 left, but that's probably
Oh no.
Yeah, heck yes, that's good.
What? That's rare, Billy.
Get it up.
Don't you ever use that. Don't you use that pin on anything. It's going to be a museum
Don't you
piece.
do it, Billy.
I hope to do another.
You guys back off.
Don't you do it.
Back off, man.
Don't you do it.
You got original art on the campaign. And then here the Fundle Bundle bonus.
Yep.
So what books are in this bundle?
Oh, bro, I don't even know. There's so many at this point. There's several comics of past stuff I've done. I'm offering up a good bit of like my old library of stuff I've done, but there's let's see. I might have to open it up but there's
how many different indie creators have donated? Are you like 10 indie creators? You know,
yeah, at least 10. At least 10. Like there's
the Fundalo bundle.
And they're all getting physical books. This isn't digital.
No, they're digital books.
Oh, these are all digital books.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't pay shipping on that, bro. I'd be sending out 30 some odd books per.
Do you not charge for shipping, Wes?
No, I build it into the price. So like when it's like, hey, my thing's $15, it's $15. It's not like $15 and like, hey, go tack on another $15. Like I build the shipping and packing all in the price, except on international. Obviously, that has more just because international is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Hey Wes, I'll give you if you want I'll give you one of my books too to add to the bundle if it's digital, because I was saying I'd do it, but I don't know how many you're giving away. But I can give you one of mine if I give you the Return of the Warrior. Let me see how that works with Debbie, or one of my other books if that's cool with you.
Absolutely, yeah. The more the merrier, man.
Yes.
Especially
Score.
So
it
you
helps
get Return of the Warrior. You know,
it gets people to become familiar with maybe other creators they're not familiar with, other properties they may not know, and they might like. You know, they might not. You know, obviously there's it's kind of all over the map in the quantity and or not quantity in the genres. So it's not just like sci-fi books or action books. It's really just all over the map.
Yeah. Now, if Albino Thunderbuns backs the campaign on Indiegogo, what books are in that?
It's issues 1 through 4 are all available. I just don't have the Kickstarter exclusives covers available, except on the higher level tiers. The higher level tiers, I have a limited quantity where you can buy like all the covers of all the issues, including the Kickstarter exclusive covers, because they have a big symbol says Kickstarter exclusive. So I think
on Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're running this simultaneously right now?
Yeah, I took a page out of Billy's book.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you had a previous campaign still running. No, okay. So this campaign is live on Indiegogo as well.
Yeah,
that's where that page went, Billy. Wes took it.
So for all the diehard Indiegogo fans, you need to help spread the word so that we can get a better taste of Indiegogo in Wes's mouth.
Yeah, the first time I raised right about $200.
Yeah,
and between and I offered an Indiegogo exclusive, and it's about $150 to get another variant cover in there. And then I'm like, hey, everybody who backs over here, if they backed on a specific level on Kickstarter, I threw it in as a bonus, just because hey, thanks on the higher tiers. And I think I had like 2 people on Indiegogo buy it, and then I ended up just giving most of the rest of the copies I had to print away to the guys in Kickstarter. They're like for free, and I'm like, I'm kind of losing my shirt on this deal. And then Indiegogo took like 3 months to send me $200.
Oh, damn.
So I was like, why is this taking so long? Because I'm seeing, these other guys with $200,000 and $400,000 campaigns, and they're like, hey, we got our money. I'm like, bro, I got $200. You can probably just PayPal that to me right now.
Yeah. Definitely. But I mean, this is gorgeous. I mean, the book looks gorgeous, man. Such great art in this book. Colors are fantastic.
Thanks, man. And most of issue 4, I colored most of it live on my Twitch channel. Like
I was just going to get into that. Yeah. So, and you air every Tuesday night?
Most every Tuesday night, barring like life, Yep.
Yeah. Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. So everyone out there, if you can, please help spread the word of Savage Sasquanaut 1 through 4, Bigfoot's Lost in Space, and loving it. And there's 19 days left to the campaign. You're just about to reach goal. I mean, such a fantastic series that you have going on here, Wes. It really is. And I have to say, between you and Russ tonight, I mean, what incredible, gorgeous looking campaigns.
Yeah.
I mean, the books are just dynamite. They really are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the pages are so professional looking too. I mean, you see some, that it's a learning experience, and you see some of them like, but they look well. You guys are pros, so, and Russ's design, background is obviously shining through in his as well. But just beautiful stuff, boys. Really.
Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic.
And Wes, send me an email, and I'll send you the link that you could when it's done. Right, you do it when it's done.
For the Fundle bundle?
Yeah.
Or just send me the link whenever to download it, and I'll send it out basically after the campaigns and the funds come in. Everybody who backed up to the point of getting pledged, I'll send them a message or a link to download everything.
All right, can you do it like limited too? That it's like limited to people, the time that's available? Do you do that sort of thing or no?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I just don't want people pirating it and stuff. And
yeah,
now.
No, that's easy enough. I can do that. It's I'll just essentially do it after a couple days. Like, hey, if you got it, great. If you didn't, SOL.
Save it towards the end, the last couple days of the campaign.
Yeah, it's a good.
Throw it in there. There you go. See. You know,
Well, it's only up until it gets funded. We're only like we'll.
Oh, that's true. That's right. That deal's only till they get funded, Billy.
Yeah.
So there's $397 to go to be funded.
All right, well, you put in She Return of the Warrior, buddy. All right,
There you go.
And use one of your covers.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Fantastic. What a generous guy. What a
What a great
Remember,
guy.
if you want anything from Billy, make sure to get him around 10 p.m. Eastern time. He'll give you the shirt off his back. You hear that,
Right
Russ?
now,
There's some
if you
coming
want
to you too. But I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. It's been fantastic talking about your campaigns. Please, everyone, get out there, help continue pushing Only Death Can Save Us and Savage Sasquanaut 1 through 4. I've been, I have issues of Savage Sasquanaut. I can attest. I mean, these are high quality books, great stuff. You guys are going to love it. And, continue backing, the indie creators. I mean, it's incredible what's going on out there. Like Russ said earlier, if you were watching, we're truly in a renaissance here. This is our time. The circle is coming back around. And it's time to take the bull by the horns, people, and keep helping support us indie creators. And we'll keep pushing out awesome content. And 2 great examples right here tonight. So thank you guys again for coming on. And please, you guys are always welcome. Whenever you have something, or if you want to hang out, please reach out. You guys are always welcome on the show.
Nice. Thank you.
Nice.
All right. And then everyone, we'll see you all again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night for our Creator Power Hour, we're going to have Jim Ballant and Holly Golightly on the adventure in art. We're actually going to be having them on because they have an Indiegogo with Dynamite, and they're doing some Red Sonja and Vampirella covers. And what's cool about this campaign is they asked them, first off, they're huge fans. Die-hard Red Sonja, Jim Ballant is a huge fan of, and Holly is just a huge fan and has been inspired by Vampirella. So they gave them, hey, what inspired you? What were you reading that got into them? Really, that's great. We're going to republish it, but you guys get to do the covers of the books that changed the game for you. So please join us tomorrow night with Jim Ballant and Holly Golightly. It's going to be an awesome show. And that's it, gentlemen.
That's it.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Another night down. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And again, please help support these campaigns. Share them on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And we will see you all tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on POPXP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the POPXP and over on Instagram at the POPXP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.